Have you ever wondered what it would be like to look back on your life from the other side? Like, what do spirits actually remember about their time on Earth?
Hmm. Interesting question.
Well, today we're diving into some really intriguing ideas about the afterlife,
Uh-huh.
all based on direct communication with spirits.
Direct communication.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be exploring Alan Kardec's The Spirits book, specifically a chapter called Spirit Life, where he focuses on the remembrance of corporeal existence.
Okay. The remembrance of corporeal existence.
Got it. And Kardec gathered these insights by asking spirits questions through mediums. So we're not just theorizing here, we're tapping into what spirits themselves have to say about their memories.
Very cool.
One of the first things that surprised me when I read this was that spirits don't necessarily have instant, total recall of their past lives upon death.
Really?
Yeah. It's not like a movie suddenly playing in their minds.
So not the classic, life flashing before your eyes scenario.
Oh, not at all.
Interesting.
I kind of imagine it like hitting a cosmic rewind button.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But it's much more nuanced than that.
Okay. So how did the spirits describe it?
Well, they described it as a gradual process, like a landscape emerging from a fog. As their focus sharpens, so do their memories.
Ah, I see.
So it's more like piecing together a puzzle than watching a highlight reel.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But do they remember everything? Even the boring stuff? Like what they had for breakfast on a random Tuesday?
Good question.
That's where things get really interesting.
Oh. How so?
Well, it seems that a spirit's memory prioritizes what's meaningful for their growth.
Okay.
They can access any memory if they choose,
Okay.
but they tend to focus on what holds significance for their current state of evolution.
Meaningful for their growth. That's interesting.
So it's not about remembering every detail, but about the memories that shaped who they are and what they're striving to become.
I see.
I guess it's like how we experience memory in this life.
You mean how, I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I can remember really specific, important events.
Exactly.
Oh, well.
I can't tell you what I ate last week, but I can still picture the day I adopted my dog with crystal clarity.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, some moments just stick with you.
Right.
And for spirits, it's about holding on to the experiences that have shaped their soul.
Makes sense.
The spirits even suggested that they could remember everything if they wanted to, but they choose to prioritize what matters for their spiritual development,
Okay.
like decluttering your mental attic,
Right.
keeping the treasures and letting go of the dust bunnies.
Yeah, I can see that.
This whole concept of selective memory is making me rethink how I view my own past. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
This idea of selective memory ties into a concept that the spirits referred to as a life review.
Life review. What's that?
So I was wondering, the same thing, does that mean there's some kind of cosmic performance evaluation happening in the afterlife?
Oh, interesting, like a job review.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, not exactly a performance evaluation, but it's definitely about looking back on your life with a new perspective. Think of it as seeing your past life like a journey with different stops along the way, each experience serving a purpose in your eternal progression.
Oh, I see.
Not just remembering events, but understanding why they happened.
So it's not just about remembering the events, but about understanding why they happened and how they fit into the bigger picture of their soul's journey.
Yes, exactly. It's about gaining clarity on the need for purification.
Purification.
Each life becomes a step towards shedding impurities and moving closer to a state of spiritual wholeness.
That's a pretty profound way to think about the purpose of life, even if you don't subscribe to any specific spiritual beliefs.
Yeah.
This idea that even the tough stuff serves a purpose in our growth, that we're constantly refining ourselves, it's really something to ponder.
Yeah, I agree.
So you might be wondering, how do spirits actually experience these memories?
Well, yeah, actually, I was just thinking that.
Is it like watching a movie of their life? Or is it something else entirely?
Right.
I'd imagine reliving everything, all the emotions, would be overwhelming.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Well, the spirits described it as a dual experience. They see their memories as vivid pictures, but they also actively recall them, engaging with the past rather than just observing it.
So it's active, not passive.
Yeah, so it's not just passive viewing, it's an active exploration of their past. That raises another question.
Yeah.
How much of their earthly perspective sticks with them when they review their lives? Do they still feel the same way about things as they did when they were alive?
That's a good question.
That's where the concept of dematerialization comes in.
Dematerialization.
Yeah. The further a spirit moves from its earthly form, the less attached they are to material concerns.
Okay.
And this affects how they view their past.
Okay, I need a quick definition here. What exactly does dematerialization mean in this context?
Essentially, it's about the spirit becoming less bound to the physical world and more aligned with their spiritual essence.
Okay.
As this happens, their priorities and perspectives shift.
Got it.
So the things they cared about as humans might seem less important from their spirit perspective.
Interesting.
I wonder if that means they become less focused on material possessions and more on the lessons they learned and the connections they made.
Yeah, that's probably right. It's about transitioning from earthly concerns to spiritual understanding.
This makes me think about those who were deeply attached to material wealth in their earthly lives. Do they regret those attachments from their spirit perspective? That's a question we'll explore in more depth later in this deep dive. But for now, let's delve into another fascinating aspect of spirit memory.
What's that?
How they view their physical bodies after death.
Oh, okay.
I've always wondered about this. Is leaving your body behind a traumatic experience for a spirit?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
You might be surprised to hear that it's often a feeling of liberation.
Really?
Yeah. The spirits describe the physical body as an ill-fitting garment that they're glad to be free of.
Wow.
So it's like finally taking off uncomfortable shoes after a long day, except on a cosmic scale.
Yeah.
This makes me think about those who experienced physical limitations or chronic pain during their lives. Is it a relief for them to be free of those limitations in the spirit world?
I would guess so.
The spirits did indicate that shedding the physical body brings a sense of lightness and ease, even for those who faced physical challenges in their earthly lives.
Oh, that's good.
But what about the things they leave behind?
Mm-hmm.
Their possessions, their loved ones, their unfinished works. Do they care about any of that?
I don't know, do they?
It depends on their level of evolution. Some spirits, especially those who recently passed, might retain some attachment to objects or places from their past life.
Okay.
Like they might hover around their old house or check in on their family.
Mm-hmm.
But as they progress, that focus on the material diminishes. They come to understand that their true connections transcend the physical realm.
Ah, I see.
What about the things we cherish from their lives? Like, say, a grandfather's favorite book or a grandmother's treasured recipe. Do those objects hold any significance for them?
I've wondered about that too.
The spirits were very clear about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the objects themselves that attract them, but the thoughts and love associated with them.
So the sentimental value.
Exactly.
Interesting.
This whole idea of spiritual evolution raises another question.
Yeah.
If spirits are constantly evolving, does that mean their memories and understanding of their past lives also change?
Oh, that's a really good question.
That's an excellent question. And it leads us into one of the most fascinating aspects of spirit life, the evolving nature of perspective.
Ah, okay.
Hold on to your hats. We're about to delve into how a spirit's understanding of their own past can shift dramatically as they grow and evolve.
I'm ready. So it's like this. Imagine an artist looking back on their early work. What they once considered like a masterpiece might now seem amateurish, as their skills and understanding have evolved.
So it's not that the memories themselves change, but the spirit's interpretation of those memories shifts as they progress.
Exactly. Their judgment is no longer clouded by, earthly concerns or ego. They can see their past actions and choices with a clarity that wasn't possible during their physical life.
That's fascinating. Makes you wonder if they ever cringe at their past selves, like, oh man, why did I do that?
I think it's more about understanding and acceptance rather than judgment. Remember, the spirits emphasize the importance of learning and growth. They see their past lives, even the messy parts, as essential steps in their journey toward spiritual wholeness.
This makes me think about those who might have caused harm to others in their past lives. Do they carry that burden with them in the spirit world?
The spirits addressed this directly, and their response was quite insightful. They explained that they often experience a profound sense of remorse for past wrongdoing. However, this remorse is not about punishment. It's about understanding the impact of their actions and seeking atonement.
So it's not about dwelling on the past with guilt and shame, but about using those experiences as fuel for growth and positive change.
Exactly. And this process of atonement can involve trying to guide and assist those they may have wronged, offering support and encouragement from the spirit world.
That's a really beautiful concept. It suggests that even after death, we can still make amends and contribute to healing and reconciliation. But I have to ask, if a spirit is so focused on spiritual growth, why would they even bother remembering painful experiences? Wouldn't it be easier to just focus on the positive?
That's a valid question. The spirits explain that remembering those difficult experiences, while not always pleasant, serves a vital purpose.
What is it?
It helps them appreciate the happiness and peace of their current state in the spirit world even more.
It's like the saying, you can't truly appreciate the light without knowing the darkness. Those challenging experiences give them a point of reference for how far they've come and how much they've grown.
Precisely. And it also helps them avoid repeating those same mistakes in future incarnations.
Okay, so we've talked about the spirit's perspective on their past lives. But I'm curious about how they view the present, so to speak. Do they still care about what's happening on Earth? Are they invested in the progress of humanity?
That's where things get really interesting. We need to remember that the spirit world isn't like some monolithic entity where everyone thinks and feels the same way. There's incredible diversity with spirits at various stages of their journey.
So it's not like they're all sitting around watching us and commenting on our every move.
Not exactly. Some spirits, particularly those who have advanced to higher levels of spiritual understanding, might view earthly concerns as quite rudimentary. They've moved beyond those concerns and are focused on entirely different pursuits.
So for them, it's kind of like watching a child learning to walk. They understand the process, but they're not emotionally invested in each stumble.
That's a great analogy. But on the other end of the spectrum, there are spirits who are still deeply connected to the earth and invested in humanity's progress.
These would be the spirits who are more likely to check in on their loved ones or try to influence events on Earth.
Exactly. They might be drawn to those who are pushing the boundaries of human knowledge or creativity, offering inspiration or guidance from the spirit world.
That raises a fascinating question.
Yeah.
If spirits can influence us, can we in turn influence them? Do our actions here on Earth affect their experiences in the spirit world?
That's a question that has been debated for centuries. Some believe that our thoughts, prayers, and actions can indeed offer comfort and support to those who have passed on.
So it's like sending good vibes across the veil, letting them know they're loved and remembered.
Precisely. And conversely, holding on to negative emotions like anger or resentment might create a sense of discord that can impact them.
This makes me think about those who mourn the loss of loved ones. Is there anything we can do to help them adjust to the spirit world?
The spirits Kardec communicated with emphasize the importance of letting go of excessive grief and focusing on the positive aspects of their loved one's life and their enduring spiritual connection.
So it's about celebrating their life and legacy rather than dwelling on their absence.
Exactly. It's about understanding that death is not the end, but a transition to a new state of being. They encourage those still living to focus on personal growth and contributing to the well-being of others, as these actions resonate positively with spirits.
It's like the best way to honor those we've lost is to live our lives to the fullest and make the world a better place.
And remember, the spirits stress that true love transcends the physical realm. Our loved ones in the spirit world understand and forgive our human imperfections.
That's incredibly comforting to hear. It takes away that pressure to have said or done everything perfectly while they were still here.
This brings us to another question that often arises. If spirits have already experienced the spirit world before incarnating, why are they sometimes surprised or confused when they return after death? Shouldn't they remember what it's like?
Yeah, that's always confused me. It's like, haven't they been here before?
The spirits explain that this disorientation is temporary, a result of the initial shock of transitioning back to the spirit world.
So it's like waking up in a strange place, momentarily forgetting where you are or how you got there.
Exactly. Their earthly impressions are still fresh, while the memories of their spirit life are initially clouded.
But as those earthly impressions fade and the memories of their true nature resurface, that confusion dissipates, and they regain a sense of familiarity and belonging.
Precisely. It's a process of readjustment, of remembering who they truly are beyond their earthly identity and embracing their eternal nature.
This makes me think about the nature of consciousness and identity. If our earthly impressions fade over time, do spirits eventually lose all memory of their past lives? Do they become blank slates ready for a fresh start in their next incarnation?
That's a question that delves into the mysteries of reincarnation and the nature of the soul, a topic that deserves its own deep dive.
Perhaps we can explore that another time. But for now, let's stick with this fascinating idea of a spirit's evolving perspective. If our understanding and insights continue to change even after death, What does that say about the nature of personal growth and the continuity of our journey?
It suggests that our journey of self-discovery doesn't end with our physical death. It continues in the spirit world where we have the opportunity to further refine our understanding, deepen our wisdom, and expand our consciousness.
It's a beautiful and inspiring vision of what lies beyond the veil, a vision that invites us to embrace the mystery of life and the boundless possibilities of our spiritual evolution.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's circle back to the topic of memory. We were talking about how spirits prioritize certain memories over others. I wonder, what specific types of memories tend to hold the most significance for them? What truly shapes a spirit's understanding of their past lives?
That's a great question. And it leads us into an even deeper exploration of the emotional and spiritual weight of memories.
So the spirits Kardec spoke with, they shed some light on this, revealing that certain types of memories hold more weight in the spirit world, almost become like touchstones in their journey.
Okay, so we're talking about memories that really matter. Not just remembering where you left your keys.
Right.
What kind of experiences are we talking about here?
One category that stands out is moments of profound emotional impact,
Okay.
both positive and negative. Think of those times when you felt like overwhelming joy, deep sorrow, intense love.
I see.
These experiences leave a lasting imprint on the soul.
So it's like those peak emotional moments that shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
Right.
I guess it makes sense that those would stick with us, even after death.
Precisely. It's about those experiences that have truly touched the core of their being. And this applies to both positive and negative emotions.
Right.
Remember, spirits view suffering as a catalyst for growth and understanding.
Right.
So even those painful memories serve a purpose in their evolution.
That makes me think about the concept of forgiveness,
Okay.
both forgiving others and forgiving ourselves.
Yeah.
Do those moments of forgiveness carry extra weight in the spirit world?
Absolutely. The spirits emphasize the liberating power of forgiveness. They described it as a way to release the burden of past hurts and move forward with a lighter heart.
Right.
And this applies to forgiving themselves as well.
So letting go of guilt and shame is a big part of their spiritual growth. It's like finally putting down a heavy suitcase you've been carrying for too long.
Exactly. And this ties into another type of memory that holds significance for spirits. Moments of profound connection with others.
Okay.
These could be moments of deep love and intimacy with family and friends.
Right. Or even acts of kindness and compassion extended to strangers.
So it's not just about the grand sweeping gestures, but also the smaller, everyday moments of connection that make up a life.
Precisely. Remember, the spirits highlighted the importance of love and relationships in their journey.
Yeah.
These connections leave a lasting imprint on the soul, shaping their understanding of compassion, empathy, the interconnectedness of all beings.
This whole conversation has been incredibly eye-opening. It's like we've been given a glimpse into a completely different way of perceiving life and memory.
And remember, these insights are based on direct communication with spirits. Kardec's work provides a unique perspective on the afterlife that challenges many of our preconceived notions.
It certainly makes you question those traditional images of heaven and hell, doesn't it? The spirit world, as described by the spirits themselves, is a far more nuanced and complex realm.
Exactly. It's a place of constant learning, growth, and evolution, where our understanding of ourselves and the universe around us continues to unfold. Well, dear listeners, as we wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of spirit memories, we hope you've gained a new appreciation for the profound nature of memory and its role in our spiritual journey.
We've explored the concept of selective memory, the life review, the evolving nature of perspective as spirits progress in the afterlife.
We've also considered the profound implications of these insights for our own lives, inviting us to be more mindful of our experiences, embrace the lessons we learn, and nurture the connections that bring meaning and purpose to our lives.
As we leave you with a final thought to ponder, if, as the spirits suggest, our journey of growth and self-discovery continues beyond the veil, what steps can we take today to live our lives with a greater sense of awareness, intention, and connection?
Until our next deep dive, may you find inspiration in the boundless possibilities of your own spiritual journey and the enduring power of love and memory to transcend the boundaries of time and space.